Hello, it's Mountain Mom. I'm here to talk about Dutch oven basics for beginners. Welcome! Today we're talking about Dutch oven basics for beginners. First, you probably are asking yourself, what exactly is a Dutch oven? Well, here one is. It's a cast iron pot, really heavy, made specifically for cooking outdoors. This Dutch oven has legs and it's got a nice flat top so you can rest coals right on top. Now there are other Dutch ovens that are made for indoor use. Some are enameled, have a colorful coating. Others just have a domed top and no legs. Those are Dutch ovens you can use indoors. There's also cast iron skillets or griddles. Those items are similar to cooking with a Dutch oven, they just don't have the lid on top. Now, why do I love Dutch oven cooking for camping? Well, basically, you can cook anything you can cook at home in a Dutch oven. You can bake things like bread or desserts, or you can cook things like you would on a stovetop, soups, pasta, rice, meats. Anything that you can cook at your home kitchen, you could also cook in a Dutch oven. Now, how do you actually cook in a Dutch oven? The first step is to heat your coals. You can use either charcoal briquettes or just the wood coals from your campfire. We've cooked both ways. Charcoal briquettes tend to retain their heat a little longer. You don't have to replenish them quite as often. If you're using charcoal briquettes, I highly recommend one of these. This is a Dutch oven chimney. Now we have a video on this channel in this camp cooking series all about the tools you need for Dutch oven cooking. And this is one that we highly recommend. Basically, it's just a metal tube and it's got a screen in the middle so that you can burn an easy fire down here, put your briquettes on top, and it'll help them start without any hassle. Once those coals are warm, you want them to be hot enough that when you blow on them, they'll glow orange. So they'll have a little bit of ash around the outside, mostly covered in ash actually. Then you know they're ready to go. Now, how many coals should you use for your Dutch oven? The typical ratio is take the diameter of your oven, usually it's written right on the lid, this one's a 12, double that number, that's 24. Take 24 coals, put 2/3 on the top and 1/3 on the bottom. So you have your coals, you have your Dutch oven, put all your food in there. I like to start with stews and soups as a beginner because it's a lot easier to keep those things from burning. And then put your lid on and your charcoal on top. While that's cooking, this is really important. You want to set a timer and every 10 to 15 minutes, you'll rotate your Dutch oven. So right now I have the handle lined up with the handle. Every 15 minutes I will rotate this a quarter turn clockwise and I'll rotate the lid a quarter turn counterclockwise. What that does is it helps distribute the heat evenly so you don't get any hot spots in your food. This is especially important if you're making desserts, baking bread, or making something that can easily burn on the bottom. The final thing to know about basic Dutch oven cooking is how to clean your Dutch oven when you're all done with it. Once you've made your food and eaten your food and put away any leftovers, you'll want to scrape out your Dutch oven with a plastic or wooden tool. Now, I have another video in our camp cooking series where I talk all about re-seasoning your Dutch oven, and one trick that I share there I'm going to share here too. If you have an old library card or season pass for something, just a plastic rectangle, those work great as a food scraper. We use them all the time. What you don't want is any metal utensils or any metal or abrasive scrubbers because that can damage the seasoning of a Dutch oven. One of the appeal of a Dutch oven is this black oil that works its way into the metal. It burns in there and it creates a non-stick coating or a seasoning. That helps give delicious flavor to your food and it helps it have non-stick and keeps it from rusting. So if you have a rusty Dutch oven, not to worry, check out our video on re-seasoning your Dutch oven. and you will know just what to do. Once you've scraped all the food out of your dirty Dutch oven, rinse it with hot water. If you need a little bit of soap, you can put a little soap on a washcloth, wash it out, rinse it well, and this is important, dry it right away. If rust forms on your Dutch oven, then you'll have to go through the whole process of reseasoning it. It's a lot easier to prevent that from happening in the first place by keeping your Dutch oven nice and dry. Those are my tips for Dutch oven cooking for beginners. We'll see you in the outdoors.